Ciao! Today I will be making gnocchi. I will be making them from scratch with potatoes, and also I will be doing a very simple pasta sauce with basil and garlic. This is a request from one of my subscribers, Rosina. Hi Rosina, hope you're well, who has expressed the wish for gnocchi. She loves all Italian dishes. She apparently loves this channel, and I have offered to make whatever she wants, and reminds her of her youth in Italy. So hopefully, Rosina, I will not be disappointing you. Whenever I make gnocchi, I always use red potatoes. They are more starchy, but also they've got less water content, which is important. So this is half a kilo. I'll put them in a saucepan with some cold water, and I'll take them to the boil until they are cooked. So while the potatoes cook away, I'll be making a very simple pasta sauce. Start by pouring a little olive oil in a pan. Remove the skin and the little bum end from a couple of cloves of garlic, and crush them with a knife and add them to your olive oil. I had some cherry tomatoes in the fridge which were getting a little bit old, so I've decided to use them as well. So this is 120 grams of cherry tomatoes. They are very soft, so they are ideal for this recipe. And I will be adding them in as well. And to complement the fresh cherry tomatoes, I will also be adding a tin of Italian cherry tomatoes. Once everything starts boiling, add a little salt. Also add a few leaves of basil. I'll cover it with a lid and I'll let it simmer for approximately 15 to 20 minutes. So to make good use of time, while everything is cooking, I will get some of the other ingredients ready for later. Here I have a fresh mozzarella and some scamorza. Scamorza is a typical Italian cheese. It's a bit smoky, available in a lot of larger supermarkets these days. The mozzarella, I'm going to slice it into little pieces, but I will keep one little piece for the end as I can grate it on top. And the scamorza I will be using most probably a good third. And similarly, I will be chopping it into small pieces as well, which will go with the mozzarella in the middle of my gnocchi. And I'll be grating the other mozzarella for the top, as just mentioned. I think I'll do a little scamorza as well, why not? So the potatoes are still galloping, but I think my sauce is nearly ready. And it smells wonderful. One thing I love doing, by the way, whenever I cook with cherry tomatoes is to squash them. It's a bit of a game for me. I just added some more fresh basil so that the leaves will be infused in a lovely sauce, and I'll turn the heat off, and the basil will be infusing the sauce now so that it releases a lovely aroma as well. And this is ready for the gnocchi later. Wonderful! Potatoes are ready as well. They cooked for approximately 35 minutes. To check that they're cooked, just get hold of the biggest potato and pierce it, and make sure that a skewer or fork, whatever you might be using, goes through nice and easy, and they're all cooked perfectly. They are still a little bit warm, they are still steaming, but they are cool enough for me to handle them safely, so I will be removing the skin. What I also like about these potatoes is the lovely rich yellow color, and they will look great once the gnocchi are ready. Before I start mixing them with the flour, I give them an initial mash inside a bowl, just like I'm doing now. I will then transfer my potatoes on a chopping board or on a worktop, whatever you might have available. And I spread them with my fork so that they start cooling down a little bit quicker. At the same time, still using my fork, I mash them further. I do not know when my potato masher is gone. I did look for it, but I didn't want to not make them because of it, so I'll do them with a fork, which is just as good really. Also, a fork is much easier to clean than the potato masher, so it has its own benefits. So while the potatoes are still hot, I will add a little salt. I'll make a little hole in the middle and I will add 150 grams of plain flour. I make another hole in the middle of the flour and I'll break in a whole egg. Actually, I am using a duck egg, which is very big. But you can use a normal egg, of course. And start with a fork initially, start mixing everything together. Once the worst is over, you can start kneading it with your hands. I think my duck egg was a little bit too big, so I've actually added another 50 grams of flour and it's now beginning to look very much what it should be. Perfect, so I've done a little tidy up and my paste is ready, my gnocchi paste is ready. I've put some semolina flour on the bottom because semolina flour is not absorbed by the paste rather than normal flour, so it doesn't get too hard. And this is ready. It's of a nice consistency and you can see that if you press it, it doesn't get stuck to your fingers. So using a spatula, I will be removing a little piece and put this aside. And I start rolling it. Then I cut it in half and I continue rolling it. Apply more semolina if you need to. And I will roll it until I get the thickness of a finger, which is the size of a gnocchi more or less. You don't have to be precise on this. As I get them ready, I'll move them on a different board so that I'll make myself some space. And I'll carry on until the paste is done. See you in a little while. I'm nearly there. My last piece now. This is one of those jobs where you need to take your time and enjoy, which is the joy of cooking, of course. And there we are now ready to make some gnocchi. Line them up and I'm using a spatula here to cut them, and I go diagonally as they can look prettier. And just cut them approximately 1.5 to 2 centimeters long each piece. Do not worry that some are smaller, some are bigger, because gnocchi, they will float to the top once they are cooked, so there isn't a problem in terms of cooking time. And here we have it. We've got some gnocchi now. Now you can actually choose to leave them like they are, which is perfectly okay, and they look okay. Also because they're diagonally, they look quite pretty. Or you can make them in a bowl, and they are also okay. You might have seen in supermarket when you've bought gnocchi, and they can cook just like that. But the more traditional way, and most probably what you might have seen, is when they've got the ridges, and I'll be using a fork. There's a little tool which you can use, but I haven't got one, so I'll use a fork. And what you do, you put a gnocchi on your fork and just roll it with your finger, and that is it. You've done it. You get some ridges in here and you put it on one side. I'll do it again. There. A very gentle pressure. The good thing about this is that because we are bending them and we are doing a little hole effectively, they will catch more sauce. I've just realized that Julie is going to an exercise class and I've forgotten, so it will be just me eating tonight. So I've actually halved the amount of sauce I will be eating tonight, and I've transferred it into a smaller pan. I've got some water boiling ready for my gnocchi. I'll add a little salt. And I will be gradually adding my gnocchi. I like the square ones personally. I think they're a little bit more elegant. I'm adding them almost one at a time, by the way, not all together. And I'm doing 150 grams, maybe a little bit more than what I might manage, but we will see. Gnocchi take a very little time to cook, and you will see that they're already, after literally 3 minutes, come to the top and they're ready. So I'll pick them up and I will add them to my sauce. Try and drain them as much as you can. I'll swap hobs so that you get to see better, and I'll start mixing them with the spoons. Be gentle, go underneath so you do not spoil them. And I'll let them cook together most probably for a good minute. Remove them from the heat and add your cheese. I will add half of the mozzarella and half of the scamorza. Look at the lovely sauce, lovely bright color. The smell coming up is absolutely amazing. While they are piping hot, I'll move them into my little bowl with a nice melty, stringy mozzarella and scamorza. There. And next I will be adding a little bit of my grated mozzarella and my grated scamorza to garnish on top. We cannot go without the finishing touch of a beautiful leaf of basil. Of course, making the Italian flag. And all I have left to do now is to taste them and eat them, of course. I'll make sure I pick up a nice big spoonful with some cheese and tomatoes as well. Julie's not here to tell me off for the big mouthful anyway. Oh god, the sauce is to die for. Really tasty. The basil is amazing, and the mozzarella and the flavors, oh, it's delicious. And the gnocchi are also very nice. They are very soft. You need to be careful that they can be a bit hard if you overwork them, and everything is delicious, so highly recommend it. Maybe it's the duck egg, I don't know. Okay, that's it, I'm done for today. Thank you very much, Rosina. I really enjoyed making them, and I hope that you enjoy watching the video. Take care and see you later. Bye.